Today on The Revolution, Toni Braxton returns as special guest co-host. And 1 in 3 Americans have it, and 116 million are diagnosed with it every year. Are you one of them?
I went to my primary care physician. He didn't know what it was.
The Revolution starts right now.
Now, up next, we'll meet a big fan of Toni's who saw herself in Toni's story and is here to meet her today. We'll be right back. Welcome back. Superstar singer Toni Braxton has been joining us for much of our Spring into Action week. When she previously appeared on our show, Toni inspired so many viewers at home to take control of their chronic pain. Her openness about her struggles with lupus spoke to one of our viewers of The Revolution in particular. Christine, who's a mom like we are, has been diagnosed with lupus herself. Christine, thank you for being here. I know you're very excited. Too. Now, you watched Toni's story and her interview with Tim when she was on the show. Right. Talk about how that inspired you.
Well, I was just so proud when I saw her before just come out and say, this is the face of lupus, this is what's going on, and even on her TV show, I felt like you were real. And when you were on the show and Tim asked you, how's today? And you said, it's a good day, but there are bad and good, you know, Absolutely. Good and bad days. And I just felt like you didn't glamorize it. You didn't say, you know, you didn't say, oh, everything's fine. I felt like you gave the most real representation of living with lupus.
First of all, you're women with lupus. You're not lupus patients.
Right.
The illness doesn't define you. You define it,
exactly.
Number one. Number two, lupus is one of the top 5 most misdiagnosed illnesses affecting women today. So if one person today hears both of your stories, we're doing something very important. Now, obviously, as both of you know, it's an autoimmune disease, and it actually takes some of your body's immune fighting capabilities and directs it towards organs or parts of your body. It could be your eyes, it could be your skin, your heart, your lungs.
Mine loves my heart.
I have great fatigue and joint and muscle pain, and mine loves my lungs. So I get a lot of swelling.
Yeah.
But even when you did the segment of the exercising, I'm going, she's going to be out of breath. I'm already taking care of you, and we haven't met yet. Exactly. Be careful with her.
And first of all, you say you can relate to some of the symptoms, but Toni, how was yours diagnosed?
Mine was diagnosed in 2008. Although I had had issues in the past, it's really challenging to diagnose, as you mentioned earlier. But it was when I had microvascular angina. They said, we don't understand why she has this, and they checked my blood, and my white blood cells have always been a little low, but it was like a 1.97. They said, wow, that's very low, bit of anemic when that's involved. But all these tests prove I didn't have a high sed rate. I don't know if you know that. That means inflammation in your bloodstream, in your body. And mine was like a 7. So they didn't understand that. And it took a long time. It was a specialized test.
Did you need to get other opinions, or what was the time period?
I looked up at the last minute, and they said the remedy for this is a heart transplant. I just remember them telling me that. And I'm like, what do you mean? What do you mean heart transplant?
Let's try to avoid that.
And then 24 hours later, they happened to do this test 2 days before, and the test results came back, and they said, you have lupus.
So you actually got your diagnosis in what period of time, Toni?
It took about 4 years before I was completely diagnosed. So in 2003.
And that's not uncommon. I volunteer for a lupus organization where I live, and we hear from people all the time who it takes years and years. And for me, I actually went to the High School of Performing Arts in New York City, and I was a dancer. And I noticed that I was getting hurt more often than my peers. All of a sudden, I was tired more often than my peers. And I remember my mother saying one time to a doctor, no, we were in Disney World and she had to go back to bed. Like, this is not normal tired.
The sun.
And we didn't know.
Bottom line is, thank goodness you're both doing well today, and you are role models for so many people, not just women with lupus or people with lupus, anyone dealing with a chronic illness, and you're an incredible role model.
Now, I have something for her. This has helped me. This is my bracelet. I have one for you, and it's my Lupus LA bracelet. And whenever I'm feeling a little down, I wear it every day, but whenever I feel a little down, I look down at it and go, you know what, it could be worse.
Thank you so much.
So today may be a bad day, but it's going to be better tomorrow.
Thank you.
We'll be right back.